The mistaken text. Sophia Lane adjusted her reading glasses as she reviewed the quarterly earnings report, her fingers flying across the keyboard as she compiled notes for tomorrow's board meeting. The fluorescent lights of Drake Technologies hummed softly overhead, and the office had that particular quiet that came at 6 p.m. when most employees had already fled for the day. At 27, Sophia had worked as executive assistant to CEO Marcus Drake for 18 months, and she'd perfected the delicate dance of anticipating his needs while maintaining professional boundaries. She knew he preferred his morning coffee black with exactly 1 sugar, that he ran his hand through his dark hair when a project stressed him, and that he always double-checked financial projections himself rather than trusting them blindly. What she had not perfected was ignoring how attractive her boss was. Marcus Drake had built his tech company from a garage startup to a major player in artificial intelligence, and at 34 he carried success with an ease that Sophia found both intimidating and magnetic. Tall, with sharp cheekbones and gray eyes that seemed to see through corporate pleasantries, he was the kind of man who made people nervous and impress in equal measure. Sophia's phone buzzed with an incoming message. She glanced down, expecting another work-related request, and nearly dropped the device when the image loaded. Marcus stood shirtless in what appeared to be his home gym, his athletic build on full display. One arm held his phone for the selfie, while the other was raised slightly, showing defined muscles that his expensive suits always hinted at but never revealed. His expression was relaxed, almost playful, so different from his usual controlled demeanor that Sophia barely recognized him. Her brain short-circuited. This was clearly meant for someone else, probably one of the women he occasionally dated, though he kept his personal life meticulously private. Sophia should immediately delete it, pretend she never saw it, maintain the professional wall between them. Instead, her fingers moved before her brain could stop them. "Perfect," she typed, adding a fire emoji before she could reconsider. The moment she hit send, reality crashed over her like ice water. What had she just done? Sophia stared at her phone in horror, watching the message show as delivered, then read. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Her office phone rang, Marcus's extension. Sophia took a breath, steadying herself before answering. "Yes, Mr. Drake?" "Sophia," his voice came through, slightly strangled. "Did you just— that photo was an accident, clearly. Meant for someone else. Happens to everyone." "Right, yes, accident." Marcus paused. "But you said you called it perfect." Sophia felt heat creep up her neck. She could play this safe, pretend it was a joke, laugh it off, and rebuild their professional dynamic. Or she could be honest for once about what she'd been feeling for months. "I meant it," she heard herself say. The silence on the other end stretched so long Sophia wondered if the call had dropped. Then Marcus's voice, lower now, more rough. "Sophia, I need you to come to my office. Now." Her legs felt weak as she stood, smoothing down her gray pencil skirt and checking that her white blouse was properly tucked. The walk from her desk to Marcus's corner office never felt longer. Through the glass walls, she could see him standing by the window, his back to her, shoulders tense. Sophia knocked softly before entering. Marcus turned, and the expression on his face was nothing like his usual composed CEO demeanor. He looked uncertain, almost vulnerable. "Close the door," he said quietly. She did, and suddenly the spacious office felt intimate, charged with something neither of them had ever acknowledged. "That photo," Marcus began, then stopped, running his hand through his hair, the stress tell Sophia knew so well. "I was taking photos for a dating app, trying to, anyway, feeling ridiculous about it. But when I went to send a test photo to my friend James for feedback, your contact was right next to his. And Sophia, for just a moment, I hesitated. Part of me wanted to send it to you, wanted to know how you'd react." "Why would you want that?" Sophia asked, though her heart already knew the answer. "Because for 18 months I've been telling myself you're my assistant and nothing more. That the way I notice what perfume you're wearing, or how your eyes light up when you solve a complicated problem, or the way you bite your lip when you're concentrating, I've been telling myself none of that matters, that I'm your boss and there are lines we can't cross." Sophia took a step toward him. "And now?" Now you called me perfect, and I can't pretend anymore." Marcus's voice dropped. "Sophia, I've wanted you for so long, but I didn't think you felt the same way." "I've been fighting it," Sophia admitted, "telling myself it's inappropriate, that workplace relationships are complicated, that I'm being unprofessional. But Marcus, when I saw that photo, all I could think was that I wanted to be the one you were sending it to, not some dating app match. Me." Marcus closed the remaining distance between them, his hand coming up to cup her cheek. His thumb brushed across her skin, and Sophia felt electricity shoot through her entire body. "We can't do this," Marcus said, but he wasn't pulling away. "You work for me. People will talk. It could affect your career." "I know," Sophia whispered. "We should forget this conversation happened. Go back to being professional." "We should," Marcus agreed. His other hand found her waist, pulling her slightly closer. "That would be the smart thing to do." "The responsible thing," Sophia added, her hands somehow finding their way to his chest, feeling his heart pound beneath her palms. "Sophia?" Her name on his lips sounded like a prayer and a question. "Yes," Sophia answered, though he hadn't asked anything specific. Marcus smiled, and it transformed his entire face into something warm and genuine she'd rarely seen. "Yes to what?" "To whatever you're about to do next." He kissed her then, and Sophia felt 18 months of suppressed attraction pour into that single moment. His lips were soft but demanding, one hand still cradling her face while the other pulled her flush against him. Sophia wrapped her arms around him, kissing him back with an intensity that surprised them both. When they finally broke apart, both breathing heavily, Marcus rested his forehead against hers. "That was incredibly unprofessional. Completely inappropriate," Sophia agreed, unable to stop smiling. "We should talk about this, about what it means, about whether we're really going to cross this line." Sophia pulled back slightly to meet his eyes. "I don't want to be just another woman you're dating, Marcus. If we do this, I need it to be real, not some workplace fling that ends badly." "I don't do flings," Marcus said seriously. "Sophia, if we start this, I'm all in. But you need to understand the complications, the office gossip, the concerns about favoritism, the way people might question your accomplishments." "I know, but I also know what I feel when I'm with you. And I'm tired of pretending I don't feel it." Marcus kissed her again, softer this time, but no less intense. "Then let's figure this out. Together, carefully." Sophia left his office 20 minutes later, her lips still tingling, her mind spinning with possibilities and concerns in equal measure. She'd responded perfect to an accidental photo, and somehow that single word had shattered the careful professional walls they'd maintained for 18 months. The question now was, what came next? Crossing lines. The following morning, Sophia arrived at the office before anyone else, needing time to compose herself before facing Marcus again. Last night felt like a fever dream. Had she really kissed her boss in his office? Had he really confessed to wanting her for months? Her phone buzzed with a text from Marcus. "Coffee at the usual place before work. We should talk." 20 minutes later, Sophia slid into a booth at the quiet cafe 3 blocks from the office. Marcus arrived moments after, looking tired but somehow more relaxed than she'd seen him. He'd foregone his usual suit for dark jeans and a fitted sweater, and the casual look made him devastatingly attractive. "I didn't sleep much," Marcus admitted as he sat down across from her. "Kept replaying last night in my head." "Same," Sophia said softly. "Marcus, what are we doing?" "I have no idea," he replied honestly, "but I know I don't want to pretend last night didn't happen. I meant what I said, Sophia. I'm not interested in some casual thing. If we do this, I want to do it right." "How do we do it right when you're my boss?" Marcus leaned forward. "We set boundaries. We keep work professional. You report to me on projects like always, but I remove myself from decisions about your compensation or performance reviews. Those will go through HR and the board. We make sure you advance based on merit, not our relationship." "And we keep it secret," Sophia guessed. "For now, until we're sure this is real and sustainable. I don't want to subject you to office gossip until we know what we're doing." Marcus reached across the table, his fingers brushing hers. "Is that reasonable, or am I asking too much?" Sophia intertwined her fingers with his. "It's reasonable. But Marcus, you need to know, I'm already sure. I've been fighting these feelings for over a year. I'm not just attracted to you, I actually like you. The way you treat people, your weird obsession with terrible action movies, how you remember everyone's birthdays. You've noticed all that?" Marcus's smile was genuine and vulnerable. "I notice everything about you. It's been driving me crazy." They spent the next hour talking honestly about their feelings, their concerns, their hopes. By the time they headed to the office separately, they had an agreement. They would explore this relationship privately, carefully, with clear boundaries to protect Sophia's career. The following weeks were both thrilling and torturous. At work, they maintained perfect professionality. Sophia...
Secret romance. The next 2 months were the happiest and most complicated of Sophia's life. At work, she remained Marcus's efficient assistant, handling his schedule and projects with the same competence she always had. But after hours, she was his partner, his lover, his best friend. They fell into a rhythm. Weekdays meant stolen glances across conference rooms and carefully professional interactions. Weekends belonged to them alone, cooking dinner in Marcus's kitchen, binge-watching terrible action movies, making love and talking until dawn. "Tell me something you've never told anyone," Sophia said one Saturday morning as they lay tangled in his sheets. Marcus was quiet for a moment. "I'm terrified of failing. Every decision I make, I worry it'll be the one that destroys everything I've built. The confident CEO everyone sees is at least partially an act." Sophia kissed his shoulder. "You're human. You're allowed to have fears." "Your turn. Secret confession." "I used to practice conversations with you in my head," Sophia admitted. "Before meetings, I'd rehearse what I'd say, how I'd phrase things. I wanted to impress you so badly." "You impressed me the day you corrected my math during your interview," Marcus said. "I hired you on the spot because you weren't afraid to tell me I was wrong." They learned each other in 100 small ways. Sophia discovered Marcus was a terrible cook but an enthusiastic dishwasher. Marcus learned that Sophia sang off-key in the shower and cried at commercials. They built intimacy through vulnerability, trust through honesty. But keeping their relationship secret proved harder than either anticipated. Marcus's sister Emma noticed something different about her brother during their weekly phone calls. Sophia's best friend kept asking why she was always busy on weekends. And at work, people started commenting on how much time Sophia spent in Marcus's office. "People are noticing," Sophia told Marcus one evening as they prepared dinner together. "Rebecca from marketing gave me this knowing look today." Rebecca Hart was the company's director of marketing, ambitious and sharp-eyed. She'd been angling for more influence with Marcus for months, and her interest in Sophia's increased access hadn't gone unnoticed. "We'll be careful," Marcus said, wrapping his arms around Sophia from behind as she chopped vegetables. "Just a little longer. The board meeting next month will include your promotion proposal. Once that's approved, we can start being more open." But being careful became impossible when Rebecca started actively investigating. It began with small things: comments about Sophia's new clothes, questions about her weekends, casual observations about how often Marcus sought Sophia's input. Then Rebecca started showing up at the office early, noting when Marcus and Sophia arrived separately but within minutes of each other. "She knows," Sophia told Marcus after Rebecca cornered her by the coffee station with thinly veiled questions about her personal life. "Or at least suspects." "Let her suspect. Without proof, it's just gossip." But Marcus looked worried. The situation came to a head 2 weeks before the board meeting. Sophia was reviewing contracts in the conference room when Rebecca entered, closing the door with deliberate care. "We need to talk," she said, her expression calculating. "About you and Marcus." Sophia's stomach dropped, but she kept her voice steady. "I don't know what you mean. Please, I've been watching you two for weeks. The looks, the private meetings, the way he lights up when you walk into a room. You're sleeping with him." "That's an inappropriate accusation," Sophia said, standing, "and I don't have to listen to this. You do if you want to keep your job. Rebecca's smile was cold. I'm going to the board, Sophia. I'm going to tell them our CEO is having an inappropriate relationship with his assistant, that you've been using your position to advance yourself unfairly. That's not true. Doesn't matter if it's true. The appearance is enough. The board will investigate, your reputation will be destroyed, and Marcus will have to choose between his company and his little affair. Rebecca leaned forward. Unless you convince Marcus to support my proposal for the vice president of operations position. He's been blocking it, but if you ask him nicely, I'm sure he'll reconsider. So this is blackmail. This is business. Rebecca opened the door. You have until Monday to decide. Talk to Marcus, or I go to the board with what I know. Sophia went straight to Marcus's office, locking the door behind her. We have a problem. After she explained Rebecca's ultimatum, Marcus's expression turned cold in a way that Sophia had never seen. She's attempting to manipulate us. She'll go to the board, Marcus. Even without proof, the accusation will damage both of us. Marcus stood, pacing to the windows. Then we control the narrative. We go to the board first, disclose our relationship on our terms with proper protocols in place. That's career suicide for me, Sophia said. Everyone will think I slept my way to success. Not if we present it right, not if we show them exactly what you've accomplished independent of our relationship. Marcus turned to face her. Sophia, I should have suggested this weeks ago. We should have been honest from the start. Hiding has only made this worse. So we just tell them? Risk everything? Marcus crossed to her, taking both her hands in his. I love you. I know we haven't said it yet, but I do. I love you. And I'm not going to let Rebecca hurt you with threats and manipulation. We're going to face this together, honestly, and trust that the truth is strong enough. Sophia felt tears sting her eyes. You love me? Completely. Have for weeks. Probably longer. Marcus kissed her softly. So let's do this right. Let's show them who you really are and let our relationship stand on its own merit. I love you too. I'm terrified, but I love you. Then we'll be terrified together. Marcus pulled out his phone. I'm calling an emergency board meeting for tomorrow. Time to stop hiding. Part 4. The Revelation. The boardroom fell silent as Marcus finished his presentation. He'd spent 90 minutes walking the board through Sophia's accomplishments, her efficiency improvements that saved the company hundreds of thousands annually, her insights that help land major clients, her innovative approaches to project management that other departments had adopted. Now he stood before 12 board members, Sophia beside him, ready to disclose their relationship. I've brought you through Sophia's track record because I want you to understand something crucial. She is exceptional at her job. Her promotion to Chief of Staff, which I'm proposing today, is based entirely on merit, and it has nothing to do with the fact that Sophia and I have been in a personal relationship for the past 3 months. The reaction was immediate. Gasps, murmurs, shocked faces. Rebecca, who'd been invited to present her VP proposal, looked triumphant, clearly thinking this revelation would work in her favor. You're dating your assistant? Board Chairman Walter Green asked, his expression unreadable. Yes, Marcus said firmly. We've been seeing each other privately. We kept it quiet initially because we wanted to ensure our relationship was serious before subjecting Sophia to office scrutiny. But recent events have made it clear that transparency is more important than privacy. Recent events? Another board member, Patricia Chen, leaned forward. What events? Marcus glanced at Rebecca. Someone has attempted to use knowledge of our relationship as leverage, threatening to expose us unless we support unrelated proposals. I won't allow Sophia to be blackmailed, and I won't compromise company governance because someone is manipulating personal information. Rebecca's face went pale. That's not... We have documentation. Sophia spoke for the first time, her voice steady by bite her nerves. Emails and recorded conversations. I'm happy to provide them if needed. Walter Green held up his hand. Let's stay focused. Mr. Drake, Ms. Lane, the issue isn't your relationship per se.
The issue is potential conflicts of interest and appearance of impropriety. How do we know Sophia's proposed promotion is legitimate? I anticipated this question, Marcus said, pulling up another presentation. I've had 3 independent consultants review Sophia's performance and qualifications. None of them knew about our relationship. All 3 recommended her for advancement, with one suggesting she's actually overqualified for the chief of staff position. He clicked through the detailed analyses, showing Sophia's measurable impacts on company performance. Then he addressed the elephant in the room. I'm also proposing changes to prevent any appearance of favoritism. Sophia's performance reviews, compensation decisions, and future promotions will be handled by HR and this board. I will recuse myself from any decisions involving her career. That seems appropriate, Patricia Chen said. But Miss Lane, I'd like to hear from you. Are you comfortable with this arrangement? Do you feel you've been treated fairly? Sophia took a breath. Yes, Marcus has been scrupulous about separating our personal relationship from work. When he critiques my projects, he's just as demanding as with anyone else, maybe even more so, because we both want to ensure there's no favoritism. This promotion was proposed before we started dating. I have the planning documents to prove it. I've earned this position through my work, not through our relationship. And what about the blackmail allegation? Walter asked, looking at Rebecca. Rebecca stood, her composure cracking. I simply pointed out that their relationship raised ethical concerns. I thought the board should know. You threatened to destroy my reputation unless Marcus supported your VP proposal, Sophia interrupted. That's not ethical. That's extortion.